Hello everyone, welcome to At Odds. All thanks to Unibet. I'm Russell Barwick, and the superstars to my right, Shane Heal and Brian Fletcher, are our experts. No Mark Ward hasn't been sacked despite the Facebook poll.
Yeah, what's happened? What's happened?
Well, the poll did say sack Junior,
Yeah.
but the Unibet people decided against that. So we just sent him on a week's hiatus to think about his after his little tantrum last week.
We need his tips though.
Yeah, I know.
We'll still get his
Well,
tips.
he didn't win last week. We thought it might be something to do with that jiggers.
And also the
Performance enhancing.
the tantrum he provided for those people who've seen it on Facebook.
Don't keep Junior waiting. That's the,
Unibet.com.au. All of the specials that we'll talk about in the show are on the website. Right, we're going to go around the grounds first up because there is so much to talk about, particularly in rugby league.
Yep.
Wayne Bennett, now the Souths coach, coaching Brisbane. There's a whole merry-go-round going on there, but he's a sneaky character, Bennett, isn't he?
Well, he is with the media. He's great at deflecting attention away from the players. And what he's done, as we discussed before, he's done more one-on-one interviews than we've ever seen. He's been at Channel 9, he's been Channel 7, even Fox.
The whole lot.
And he's been prickly. Usually he's a bit prickly, but what he's doing
He was on Al Jazeera.
Yeah, was he really? Not at that joint. I saw that footage on Current Affairs. But what he's doing, so the players don't have to discuss about Anthony Seibold. So he's a master. He's been around 30 odd years.
So they're $1.50 the Rabbitohs,
Yes.
and the Broncos $2.63. I'm not sure of his record against his old clubs, but I'm fairly confident it'd be in his favour.
Yep.
Are you going to go with him again?
Look, I'm going with the line. I'm going to take it with the start, 6.5 start. Look, I don't think the Bunnies. With the Broncos. The Bunnies aren't going great. They played Penrith. They fell over the line against
You
Penrith.
tipped against them last week.
Yes, I did. I missed by 1.5 points. Yeah. They played the Gold Coast. Not convincing. Then they got beat by Manly. So I don't think they're going as good as.
But are you
we
convinced
think they
about the Broncos? They played against undermanned.
They've lost Cody Nikorima
last.
to a mid-season trade.
You know what? It was Anthony Milford's kicking game, and he's not going to get that space against South Sydney. But it's amazing what confidence can do. And they only let the one try in.
That was a good win.
It was a good win. And Anthony Seibold,
They have out Cronulla though.
Makes no difference. You win 26 blot against the team.
I just think
you let them
Anthony
in for one try.
Seibold
That's
is a
figure.
super coach. What he did with that Bunny side last year. So
Other big game last week, of course, the Anzac Day game. How good were the Roosters? Dragons, they fought back.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be 30, but they fought back. Roosters, Tigers.
Yes.
Tigers bounced back in Tamworth, but $1.22, $4.35. The Tigers,
Well,
are you keen or no?
I am keen. I'm keen on the Tigers with the start with 12.5. So the last 3 times they've played each other, the points has been 2 points, 2 points. West Tigers won that first round last year when Tedesco had a shocker. And before that was 4 points. So that's been the margin. So
And they would have built themselves up for that game on Anzac Day.
Yeah, and they're up. The Tigers. I think we'll just give that as a forgive against the
Can I ask
Eagles.
you though, do you think they can win, the Tigers?
I don't think they can win.
Well, why wouldn't you take 1 to 12
Because
and get $3
I'm taking
something on the Roosters?
because this is smart gambling.
Okay.
And what I want to tell people out there, is the 12.5 is beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm an anti the 1 to 12 because if a team wins by 13, you've tipped the team to win, you've lost the.
But you've already taken you've taken plus 12.5.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that there's better.
But help me with Parramatta though.
Yeah, I know.
Unbelievable at home, horrible in Newcastle, back at home.
It was a big occasion. That was a big occasion. You got to
Kill
forgive.
your multi.
I forgive that. I don't when you're winning by 50 at your new stadium, and then you got to go all the way up the highway against Newcastle. And Newcastle are under the pump, a bit like Brisbane. We're under the pump to beat the Cronulla.
So you're going Parramatta again.
I'm going Parramatta again, back at Bank West.
Let's flip it back to the AFL Friday night football. The Magpies in rare form, big win on Anzac Day. Port got over the line on Friday night against the Crows. They're up and going, Port. I don't think this will be a one-act affair, but I can't go away from the Magpies $1.30. Just keep taking the short price, the Magpies, and you'll keep collecting.
Yeah, I mean, they're so consistent, aren't they? All the way across the board. They're well coached with Buckley. They believe in his systems and his philosophies as well. So you'd have to think that Collingwood's going to win. I agree, though. Port are a tough team. I'm more on the margin. I'd go 1 to 39, even though it killed me on a multi last week.
About the 1 to 39.
So I'd take a little bit of that because I think they're a good team and good teams win at home.
2 best bets of the weekend in the AFL. GWS will put St Kilda to the sword. I think the Saints bubble is well and truly burst. And Sydney haven't kicked 100 points, haven't kicked 80 points bar one game all year, and giving up 18.5 start to the Brisbane Lions.
This is you, though. This is your tip.
100 points, 4 out of 6 games.
This is your tip.
I think the Lions are the moral of the week.
How are you going? How are you going in our little?
In the AFL, I'm going all right. Yeah, but
okay.
I don't. Last week I went half full Swans, missed by a goal at half time, and Giants ran away with it. I understand the Swans are up, but there's no buddy.
No.
They're going to kick 8 goals.
Okay.
No, they've thrown the towel in as well.
Well, I think
That's your lock.
And Brisbane have to win these home games. We've seen they've had really good wins at home, and they can put a lot of points on the board as well. So I think they'll smash them. What price are they? 40 plus? They'd have to be great odds.
again, just take them to cover that 18.5. Don't
You're a
get
risk
greedy,
taker.
Hammer.
Hammer, aren't you?
And the other one, the big one in the AFL, Cats on top of the ladder, the Bombers, our Unibet footy filler, $3.50. The Bombers to beat the Cats. Sneaky chance because the Cats were up for last week's game against West Coast, but I think the Bombers can actually take it to Geelong and maybe knock them off.
Cut it out.
Okay, we're going to go around the grounds again with the international sport very shortly, including Hammer's NBA and Schwarzer talking about the EPL. This is At Odds, thanks to unibet.com.au. Brian Fletcher, Shane Hill, I'm Russell Barwick. We'll get our tips a little later on, but we want to talk a little about the NBA playoffs.
Yes,
We've
we
got
do.
the EPL and the Champions League with Mark Schwarzer to come. A little bit of rugby. Around the grounds we go again.
Yep, well, we've got some great series in the NBA, and we'll start with the Bucks and the Celtics. To me, this is going to be the upset of all of the 4 series. And I think the experience of the Celtics, the length, they play such good defence, and this is one matchup that the Greek Freak, who's going to be the MVP, did not want to have against the Celtics. They shut Ben Simmons down last year. They take away space. They are very good. Wears his hanky over his head at the same time. Does a very good job. But Celtics are the underdogs.
Celtics the underdogs.
Underdogs, and I think they win the series.
Wow.
Bucks led by a ton midway through the game too. So
they'll win. So that makes it 1 each. So the Celtics have already snuck one on the road. So that gives them virtually home court advantage. They need to hold serve now at home, and they're good to go.
What are they paying? What are the Celtics paying?
Is there a better place to watch basketball than
At the end of the bench where I was?
at the Boston? You know,
Yeah,
the
that was a good view.
Not even in the arena, but in Boston, everyone gets the green Irish kit on and they go a bit crazy.
There's so many great atmospheres. I mean, for me, it was Chicago because Michael Jordan was playing, so it was just unbelievable atmosphere the whole
a good
time.
view there.
But Celtics, I had a great view there. Even got to play a few minutes at the end. That was fun.
Junk time.
Yeah.
What about the other series?
Well, the other series is going to be interesting as well. We've got Golden State. Now, so much furor about fouls being called, and these players at the moment, one thing that I've seen is that they have whinged more than I've ever seen before, and it's driving me crazy. And that's coming from someone who whinged as a player.
Is there
They
a
are
market
terrible.
then on fouls, plus or minus? Should we be looking at fouls?
Well, we should be, because it's so hard to officiate because James Harden just jumps into people, and the rest of it are trying to get these 3-point plays. So it's tough. I still think Golden State, but they will drop some games. I wouldn't be taking $1.23. Rockets are a chance, but I'd still be backing. I'd still be taking.
Can I ask you about the Celtics? They're the underdogs. What are they paying?
$2.05, only just.
That was before the second game,
yeah,
so
yeah.
they're going to blow out
Yeah.
again. So I think they're going to be good odds.
Okay.
If we're looking long term, are we still on Golden State to win this outright? Are we?
I think Golden State will play Boston
Okay, so
in the final.
and the Celtics are big odds then. If they're even
Yeah.
money or better now to win this series, they'd be big odds to win the whole thing.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so plenty to look forward to there.
Raptors Sixers.
Raptors Sixers,
So-
230 the Sixers, 162 the Raptors. Ben Simmons shut down in the last game.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's that sort of player because he can't score from the perimeter. They just close down his spaces, so it finds it hard for him to be able to do it in a half court. Unbelievable in transition when he gets space, one of the best we've seen. But I'm still on the Raptors to be able to win that, even though Philly have snuck one on the road as well.
Okay, and the other one is Portland, $3 and a little bit of change up against Denver.
Yeah, well, Denver's strong at home, but Portland's got some serious firepower to be able to cause an upset on the road as well. So that one's probably tight. You'd have to still favour Denver with the home court advantage.
A little bit of racing around the globe, especially here in Australia, South Australia. Brisbane takes centre stage, and there's a few country meetings coming up. So all of the odds at unibet.com.au. The rugby continues. Crusaders are just going to, whatever you have on the Crusaders each and every week, double up week in, week out.
They're your Collingwood of the rugby world.
They're your, well, I was going to say Manchester United, but they're probably a bit old school now. They are just your New England Patriots.
Yeah, okay.
They just know how to win.
Can I just also, the Yanks are coming out end of the year playing Canada.
They're
is that-
playing Australia first. So 2 sold-out games down in
With all the
Melbourne.
guns?
55,000 people have already sold out 2 games.
One question I wanted to ask both of you. The social media post of James Faulkner. A lot of people say that the media are to blame because they went off early. In my media opinion, That clearly was a post saying, I'm coming out.
You read it as that?
I read it as that, and the reason I read it as that is because he changed it.
Yeah.
You only change something when you realise yourself it's wrong.
Yeah.
And good luck to him either way. I don't give a flying fat rat's. But my point being, if that was his intention, great. If it wasn't his intention, it's a bit of a slap in the face to those people who struggle to come out.
Yeah.
So I think he's learned a lesson,
Absolutely.
as we all have with social media posts. What are your thoughts?
I think he tried to make a joke of it and it came out really bad.
Yeah.
That's what I reckon. And that's, as you said, when he tried to change it. And it's going to make it hard for other people out there.
Yeah, the cricketer next to him, who is gay,
to come out. So
the surprising thing is, half a dozen cricketers did not say, wow, I did not know that.
Congratulations,
They said, congratulations. So clearly they thought that this was a serious post.
Yeah.
Hammer?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with what, against
Well, it's hard to
anything
argue
what you
with
guys
very
have.
sensible people like us.
Exactly, you've
Well,
spoken
There's got to be
common
some.
sense for the first time.
Do the kid, you've got young daughters in the playing basketball. Is there social media training for athletes, or is it just
Not as much as there should be.
no?
Well, there's not social media training for daughters, I'll tell you that.
No, I know.
Give me my phone back and that's none of your business. And that's
No,
basically...
but
I
I mean,
get
when
an
you're an
upgrade?
athlete and you've got
Can I get a
so
better
many
one?
followers, you have to, obviously you have to watch what
Yeah,
you say.
I mean, it's dangerous and it was silly.
Another one who's one of the best finishers is our man Mark Schwarzer, who's been on fire with some of his tips lately. This is his thoughts about the EPL and some of the other things happening in the world of football.
Thanks, Russ. Tell you what, Barcelona one week, my games room another week, and now here at the new Tottenham Stadium. Unbelievable here. Tell you what. But what about the Premier League? 2 teams over 90 points with 2 games to play. Obviously, Manchester City have that advantage, 1 point. They've got a tough, tricky little fixture at home against Leicester, one of my old teams. Got to be really switched on, otherwise they're going to hit on the counter. Jamie Vardy is on fire, of course. And you look at Liverpool. Liverpool away at Newcastle. Rafa Benitez, ex-team. And I was half thinking about putting that game in as my Hail Mary. However, decided against it.
Time to make some money and have a look at how we are going in our slam dunks and our Hail Marys on ad odds, all thanks to Unibet. And don't forget, all of our slam dunks and the Hail Marys have been boosted on the website unibet.com.au, as well as our footy fill-ups this week. Cronulla Sharks to beat Melbourne 350 and the Bombers to beat the Cats at $3. Have a look at the ladder. Mark Schwarzer got them both.
Yeah, he's fine.
He tipped West Ham to beat Tottenham away.
Yeah.
Mind
He's a
you,
freak.
prior to the Champions
That's
League,
for
he knew
you,
what he was
Schwartzy.
doing.
Schwartzy
That's
loves his
He was
Schwartzy.
on the ground, mate. He's got inside information.
Our
He
team
did
has
jump on.
totaled 8,000 and some change so far this year. We have won every single week over the last month and a half.
We
So
are flying.
Profit.
have a little bit on each of them and you'll come out on top. Hail Mary time, boys.
Yep.
You're up first. Fletch?
I'm up first. Okay, well, as discussed earlier in the show, in the episode, I've gone with the start with the Broncos, 6.5,
Yep.
into the Tigers with 14.5 start, Cowboys minus 2.5.
You think they can bounce back?
I think they can, and the Raiders just to win against Penrith. Approximate odds about 10-1.
And the rationale behind that?
Well, I just like the teams with start. I think, as we discussed, I think South aren't going great. Roosters look a bit battered, no Jake Friend.
Yep.
Cowboys back at home, Tamalolo's playing, and the Raiders. I think Penrith put so much effort in last week.
Yeah.
I just
it's
think
going to count on them, I
Yeah.
agree with you. Hammer, you.
All right. Well, last week I missed out on my Hail Mary of 1 to 39. So I've taken your advice. Okay. Last 90 seconds I was up. They kicked 2 goals in the last 90 seconds. I've gone Geelong, Essendon. I think Geelong will win that game. It is a bit of a danger game. Richmond as well. They should beat the Bulldogs. And then I've gone to the NRL with the Rabbits.
Yeah.
So I think the Rabbits can still get that done. I'm not convinced about Brisbane at the moment. Storm and Roosters, enough said with those two. And then Canberra, I think, will be too strong against Penrith at home.
Well, it's kind of home. It's in Wagga, but I get what you're saying. Me, I just think that the teams in form are going to keep going. GWS to cover the line in Canberra against St Kilda. Brisbane will just whop the Swans. I hate to say it, but it's true. And I also am going with Canberra, but I think they can win and win comfortably. 13 plus against a battered Penrith side. Juniors is on the website as well. Dragons, South, Bulldogs, Storm, Roosters. Got no idea why he would have gone those.
Boring
Bulldogs.
Junior.
Yeah, boring. Slam dunk time.
Yeah, this is good.
I'm going to go first. Slam dunk for me. I'm just going to stick thick. GWS, Brisbane, Geelong, good teams will win. And in the rugby, Crusaders and the Hurricanes and the Brumbies. Not a lot of odds, about 650. Any price a winner.
Well, that's pretty good odds compared to mine, because I'm just going 3-leg multi. Roosters, Cowboys, GWS.
Oh, yeah.
But boosted to $3.50. I think that's stealing money.
Stealing.
I think it's stealing.
Yeah, that's
Hammer.
good. I'm on that. I'm jumping on that. Well, I've gone Collingwood and GWS for the same reasons that we've spoken about. I think that'll get done. Brisbane as well. We think they're specials this week against Sydney. Richmond for the same reason as well. And then you've got to throw in the ever reliable, the Roosters, to get it done as well. Good odds.
Juniors going the races, boring. Almahaha, Randwick Race 3 is his best bet, but what would he know? He's sunning it up in Bali as we speak.
He's crook too, Bali belly, and that rash has come back. You must have passed it on to him. Russ.
No. Speaking of, well, not at all speaking of rashes, but speaking of winners, Mark Schwarzer. Here's his Hail Mary and slam dunk. Good segue, Russ.
Guys, my slam dunk for this week is Chelsea to beat Watford, Wolves to beat Fulham, and Arsenal to beat Brighton. And my Hail Mary is Bournemouth to beat Tottenham.
Rightio, that just about wraps it up. Don't forget to go to the website unibet.com.au. All of the specials are there. The footy fill-ups, the $3.50 about the Sharks, and the $3 about the Bombers, plus all of the boys' tips. And what are you looking forward to? Another Rodney Eade-like spray?
Oh, wow, that was good, wasn't it? It was a bit old. I'll tell you who gave a good spray. Gus. Phil Gould gave me a beauty once. In front of everyone at Brookvale Oval.
And deserve it?
Oh, of course. It was me.
What about you?
Barry Barnes. I love him. He was a great mentor, but I tell you, when he lost it, he had this vein and it just used to just throb as he'd go at you. And he had a funny eye. He lost vision in his eye, so you wouldn't know who he was talking to at the same time. Not good.
But it only lasts so long. You can't yell and scream every
No,
week.
you've got to have ups and
Are you
downs.
listening to that, Britt, my wife? Listen to that. Hey, stop doing
Hey, now
that.
hold on, mate. Before we go any further,
She never says like that to me.
No.
She's always really lovely.
Cheers.
on our communication portal, you called me a little man during the week, and I've got something for you, mate. I reckon we take the camera down and we play a little bit of one-on-one, and I take your little butt to the post, and we'll see who the little man is.
Bring it on, little man.
All right, that's good.
Oh,
Let's go.
wow.
We'll see you next week for that.
That rash will spread.
Bring it on.